The idea of net neutrality, on its face, seems fair and reasonable. We should be able to access all lawful content on the internet without discrimination, and creative people should be able to add products to the web without restriction. Indeed, the digital economy has boomed in the past decade because those who provide us with access to the web, internet service providers or ISPs, and those who create the content we enjoy, have largely adhered to that principle, and have done so voluntarily. But there are exceptions to the principle of net neutrality, as there should be. An ISP must have the freedom to manage traffic on its network as it sees fit to ensure the vast majority of its customers experience the online speed they have come to expect. And content providers should be free to enter into exclusive arrangements to distribute their stuff however they wish, even retaining the right to enter a walled garden. No one believes we need a law to correct the injustice of buying a combo meal from Taco Bell and being forced to have a Pepsi instead of a Coke, yet similar arrangements in the digital economy are decried by left-leaning so-called public interest groups like Free Press and Public Knowledge as a violation of net neutrality principles. They insist that the only way to keep the internet open and free is to award the federal government unprecedented regulatory powers over both the wired and wireless internet. This would be an enormous mistake, though the new chairman of the Federal Communications Commission, Julius Genachowski, seems determined to make it. He insists that the FCC has the competence and wisdom to regulate the internet just enough to be fair, but not so much that vital investment in the digital economy is stifled.
This is not about government regulation of the internet. It's about fair rules of the road for companies that control access to the internet. We will do as much as we need to do, and no more, to ensure that the internet remains an unfettered platform for competition, creativity, and entrepreneurial activity.
Does anyone actually believe that? Does even Chairman Genachowski believe that? You could count on one hand the number of federal agencies in history that regulated only as much as needed and no more, even if that hand didn't have any fingers. It is in a federal bureaucracy's nature to grow in power and influence, not to shrink, to grab more areas of authority to micromanage, not to declare one day, "Our job's finished, guys. Let's send everyone home to find a new life's work." The FCC may begin regulating with the best of intentions, but its reign over the internet will eventually succumb to the law of unintended consequences and end up doing a lot of harm long after its noble aims are a distant memory. Also remember, for the FCC to do its job competently, to ensure every bit of data zipping through the ether is handled fairly, it has to have access to every bit of data. In short, this cop on the beat, as Genachowski calls it, has to have his eyes and ears open to everything on the internet. There's simply no halfway option. It's not too late to put an end to this power grab by the federal government. Call or write the FCC and tell them the internet isn't broken and doesn't need to be fixed. Tell them free market forces have worked faster and better to keep this unprecedented economic and communications outlet humming, while preserving our liberties and privacy and fostering ever more innovation. Contact the FCC and tell them to keep their hands off your internet.